Hello, Stampin' Friends. This is Carol Parsons, and welcome to this week's video here at Magnolia's Place. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in South Carolina, and each Monday I post a video on my YouTube channel. I'll either post a tutorial or a mystery stamping segment. However, this is a little extra one because I was so excited to show this card to you. This is a bookmark card, and look, you have a little Circe in it, and this has I don't want to tear it off because I want to send it to somebody, but it's got a perforated part here, so the recipient just has to tear on the perforation and they're going to have a beautiful bookmark. Isn't that a cute little thing to give a person? Now, here in the South, we call little unexpected gifts like that Circes. And as a matter of fact, even in Tennessee and Indiana, I have relatives. Well, and I spent a good bit of my childhood in Indiana. They called them Circes too. All right, so now that you've learned a neat vocabulary word and you know what you're going to be making, let's get on with things. All right, I have to remind you that the sale is on still. The buy one, get one 50% off. It's for any suite product. So if a bundle in the catalog appears by itself, let's say, now I probably can't find one in a hurry. Here we go. Any of these are not part of a suite, so they are not on the sale. These are part of a suite. They are part of the Beautiful Gallery suite. So any of these products would apply to the sale. Let's find another suite. Here's another suite. Any of these products would apply to the sale as well. Boho Vibes is a suite. Any of those would apply. Now, I thought there was another one right here. This is not a suite. Turtley. The name of the stamp says Turtley Sweet, but it's not part of a suite. So, there's that little clarification. Now, some of the things available for the sale have gone out of stock. I know, I tried warning everybody, order these quickly, they're gonna go out of stock. And now some people are sad. But the good news is a ship is coming through the port of Los Angeles in just a few weeks. I think 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so what else did I want to tell? Oh, a tip. I have a great tip for you. Hand sanitizer. I'll get to this in just a second. You ever notice that your photopolymer stamps can lose their stickiness? Well, this is a quick, easy thing. I keep a small bottle of this right in the top drawer of my desk. And when I notice a stamp has lost its stickiness, I just put a little bit of hand sanitizer on there and I wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Or, you might call these a lens cleaning cloth. Ooh, that one was really dirty. Got some ink on my fingers now. Now that's nice and sticky, which is good because we're going to need that. All right, and one more part of that tip. See this stuff? Novus Plastic Clean. This is the bomb for cleaning your blocks. You really don't want to put anything alcohol on your blocks because over time it will craze them and cause the surface to be distorted and kind of scratched. Alcohol's, kind of tough stuff. This is made just for these these type of surfaces, anything plastic. Look at this, anti-fog, anti-static, that's all the stuff we want. Dust repellent, we don't want dust on here. That interferes with the stickiness of our stamps. Anyway, I got this at the local motor shop store. I know this because my son used to ride four-wheelers when he was in high school and college. Now he's flying planes and skiing down mountains out of helicopters. But anyway, since he has all these sports that he uses helmets for, that's how I know about this. All right, now let's talk about what we're going to use today. We're going to use the Gallery Blooms stamp set. None of the dies today, just the stamps, okay? And that can be found in your catalog. Let me move this up just a little. Here it is on page 54. And the dies are gorgeous. And you know, I have not used those frames yet, and I want to. There's so many cool things in here, I can't use them fast enough. All right, we're also going to use the flower motif, pressed flower motifs. These are little embellishments that coordinate with this suite as well. And of course, the designer series paper. And I'm also going to use elements of text. I love this stamp set. You talk about versatile. You can use this in conjunction with any other stamp set, or even by itself with just a couple of other things. It's gorgeous. And it's really good for covering up mistakes. You know, those little stamping smudges that we get on projects. Here you go. Great background too. We're also going to use the basic beige ribbon, and all it says on it is bordered ribbon, basic beige bordered ribbon. In the catalog, what does it say? Number 7, basic beige classic ribbon. Anyway, it's 3/8 of an inch thick, so it's less than 1/2 inch, a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch. And the last thing I'm going to use is Unbounded Love. Now, this is not found in the catalog right now. It must be on online exclusive. It must have moved to there. Last year it was in the catalog. But I love these sentiments, and look at these dies. Now, this is in low, on the inventory status report, it's low inventory right now. So if you're interested in this, you might want to snatch it up, unless you don't care if you need to wait. But I love this one. This is the one I used on the stamp. Oh, here it is. Sorry. On this one. I just die cut it twice. Once out of the Secret Sky, and then another time out of white, so I'd have an image I could stamp on. Secret Sea is too dark to stamp on. So, all right, those are all the products that we're going to be using. And I showed you in the catalog. Now, I've already shown you the poster with all the dies available for this stamp set, so I won't do that today. Let's go ahead and make our card. All right, here are our pieces, and I've already pre-cut them. I don't know about you, but I'm not really a happy camper when I have to sit and watch somebody cut paper or color. Just, you know, I don't know. Just tell me that you did it. Show me. I'm good. So this is what we're going to start out with. This is 5.5 by 10.5. And when it's in your scoreboard or your trimmer, you want to score it at 4.25. And now we're going to do something else. Now, if you don't have a scoring tool, not a scoring tool, what is this? A perforating tool, there is an attachment you can get for your, what's this called? This tool that I can't think of the name of right now. Anyway, this just unscrews and you can put that little perforating blade right here. I did not get that because I already have one I've had for quite a while. So I'm just going to use what I have. And you'll need a self-healing mat. So let's get that down here. Whoops. Boy, I'm going to make you seasick yet, aren't I? Okay, and I'm going to sit down. Maybe I will stop rocking the camera. All right, so what we want to do is score this, or perforate. I keep saying score, I'm sorry. We want to perforate this at 8.5. So let me get, oh wait. Duh, Carol, you've got measurements on your board here. Silly girl. All right. There's 8.5. Right there. So let's switch it up just a tad. Make sure I know which. There's 8.5. All right. So I just want, now you can't run this back and forth, I don't think, because then your perforating would be like double perforated. You don't want that. So just one time. There it goes. Yay. That's so cool. All right. Oh, this is my favorite ruler. Have I told you about this before? Amazon. This Victor ruler is awesome. Look at all of the, you don't have to count the marks to figure out which are 8ths and 16ths and whatever. They're all labeled. This is very cool. And it's not clear or shiny in the background, so it's really easy to read. One of my best finds in quite a while. All right, so here is our card base. And, oh no, you know what I did? Huh? Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. It's supposed to be on this end. The perforating was supposed to be over here. All right, so pretend here. I'll just, in a hurry. Oh my goodness. I can't. Hang on, let me cut another piece of paper. Ah. All right. You know how I said I hate it when people cut paper and color on camera? Here I am doing it. Oh well. Well, if you are a real newbie, now you can see how to do it. All right, so this needs to be 5.5. And our extension arm out there, and this needs to be by 8.5. No, by 10.5. Good thing I thought about that. All right. Now, 4.25. We're going to score. And then 8.5 is where you want that perforating blade. Ooh, you know what? Let's score right there too. And then we'll perforate right over that. That's probably a good idea. Then it will make your perforation really easily. It'll help it easily come out. All right, now let's try this again. Let me get my ruler back out. And you have the added benefit that you have of the score. You have the added benefit of the score line already there. Except with the light, I can't see it very well. Now let me turn it. Can I see it better there? Yeah, there we go. All right. I have two lights up here for the camera. Ah, perfect. All right, now it's correct because this will fold in. There's your card, okay? And there's another good tip. I don't know if you can see that rough right there. My trimmer blade needs to be replaced, and I'm waiting for a Stampin' Up! Order to come tomorrow, I think it is. So in the meantime, I've got to sand to get those rough edges off. We don't carry these anymore, but you can use an emery board. You know, any nail file you find at the nail salon, it will work. All right. Now, that's a little crooked down there at the bottom. Let me see. Just kind of make it go where it needs to go. There. Oh, now I'm happy. All right. Then the next thing you want to do is put your piece of designer series paper here, and this needs to be 4 by 5 1/4, right? So let's get some adhesive on here, right? And center that. There you go. So how's the weather where you are today? Is it hot? Yeah, we're always hot here in South Carolina in the summer. It is what it is. But you know what? I love it here. I don't care if it's hot. I have air conditioning. I'm good. If I don't want to be out in the heat, I just come in the house. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Now I've used pecan pie here for this card base. The sample that I showed you in the beginning was Secret Sky because that's what coordinated with the paper. This has pecan pie and mossy meadow, and I decided to use pecan pie this time. Now your inside piece is 4 by 5 1/4 as well. And then, oh, I've got to show you these cool little, I die cut these because I always, same thing, I can't stand watching a video where I have to watch people die cut all the pieces. Just, you know, I want to have them done for you. I already die, you don't need to see me die cut it. All right, so look, we've got 3 choices. First of all, I stamped and die cut it on this shape, which I love. Isn't that just the prettiest little shape? All right, and I want to layer it. So I could do this. Okay, that looks nice. Feels a little busy though, because I don't want to take away from this museum artwork here. So I could, this is what came on the inside. So when you die cut this, it die cuts 2 pieces. So I could leave those like that and do it that way. I like that better. That really looks nice. Or let's try this. Here's a circle, and I could put that there. Ooh, there's something about that shape that sings to me. I like that. And I could pop it up with a dimensional. That's it. That's the winner. Okay, let me find a dimensional, and I'm about out of those 2. That ups man cannot get here any sooner. All right, so let's put a couple of these on here. And make sure I'm attaching on the back. Okay, best placement, about right. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, and remove the backing. Okay. As long as you don't press this down, you've got some wiggle room, some time to get it just how you want it, which is good because that's sticking out a little bit. I don't like that. Let me move it. There. Okay. Now, that's centered. Okay. Ooh, that looks pretty. I like that. All right, so from that Unbounded Love stamp set, I chose Hello. And then on the inside, is this what I put on here? Yes, it says you're a true blessing, because I think this little Circe, this little bookmark is going to be perfect for a friend. And I would like to stamp that up here. So with Pecan Pie and Mossy Meadow ink, because those are the colors found in that paper, I want one to be the flower and one to be this cool little element of text. I think I'll do this in green and this in Mossy Meadow. I mean in Pecan Pie. So let's stamp this maybe about right here, over to the left a little bit. And I didn't get it real saturated with ink on purpose because I kind of like that faded look. All right, and then for the flower, how about, I have to stamp sideways, I'm a little odd. There, oh yeah, I do like that. That's pretty. All right, now, so what color do I want? The sentiment. I think I'll do that in Pecan Pie too, but this time I want to get more ink on it. Bring it down a little bit. That's good. I like that. Okay, oh, and let's do the same thing on the envelope. I always like to have them match. So we will Pecan Pie this lovely see how I got a little bit of shadow there? We're gonna magically take care of that. Remember those little splatters? And I said they're great to cover up mistakes. That's what we're gonna do. I could say I planned that, you know, so I could show it to you, but I didn't. It was just a happy accident. All right, so in my piles, let me find that. Here we go. All right, we've got 2 splatter stamps. I would say this one's kind of more, it's a bit more linear than that one. I think this will be good because I can kind of swirl it around. So let's put that on here. And by swirl it around, I mean like that. See, now you can't see that halo, and it looks like I did it on purpose. You know, it's part of the design. I could even do a little bit more right there. How's that? I love that. Must be the 70s girl in me, you know, the kind of abstract-y stuff. Abstract-y. Word I just invented. Oh, and I'm always telling you about these little strips. Well, you know we all save these, right? Well, at least I do. I think you must. How about if we put that right there? Isn't that pretty? It echoes the color, and it just happens to be, oh no, it wasn't on the other side. There's a similar pattern, though, on the other side of this. This is the darker one. So let me get some adhesive on this. And you could take it all the way to the edge, but I really like having a little bit of a border there. And nope, I ran off. So since I didn't press that down hard, I can just peel it right back off. Try this again. Okay. There, perfect. All right. And put this on here. Center that. Beautiful. Now, I have seen this bookmark done where people only put designer series paper on one side of the bookmark, but I think a bookmark should be pretty on both sides. And besides, I want my card to be pretty here and here. So I think I'm going to put that on this side because, you know, it's going to be matchy-matchy. And put this here because that kind of echoes the flower in the front, on the front page. Okay. So I think I have 6 or 7 of these bookmark cards that I've worked up directions for. So I'll be sharing them with you in the next month. So stay tuned for more. I was going to show you, I told you this at the last video, I had this idea in my head for the corner bookmark, and darn, it didn't work out. Because I wanted to make this little origami doll to put on the bookmark. And it won't fit on that corner bookmark. I can't fold anything small enough. So I changed my mind and I did something else on the corner bookmark, but I have a bookmark that I'll do soon. And we're going to do this cute little origami doll. The Japanese call it ane sama ningyo. I know this because when I was teaching, I had a Japanese student one year, and she taught me how to make lots of origami and how to make those little dolls, and all the girls, we were all making them. Oh, isn't that pretty? All right, now I just need to put a hole in here. And I meant to show you this in the catalog too. In the catalog, there is a punch called, at least I think it's in the catalog. Huh. All right, it might be on another page. It's called, where is it? I wrote it down. Hole punch assortment. You know what? It's on a, I can see the page in my head. It's on a page where, no, maybe it's an online exclusive. I bet that's it. It must be an online exclusive. Okay, anyway, it has 3 punches. And they're not hole punches per se. One of them is like a horizontal line. And they're different, you know, different hole punches, not round holes is what I'm trying to say. They're perfect for bookmarks. I need that. I got to have that set of punches, and I wanted to tell you about it. So look in the online exclusives, 3 hole assortment punches. Right now it's out of stock, but it's coming back in. It's on that next ship. So I am going to be ready. All right, we want, okay, this is 2 inches, so at about 1 inch. This is a 1/8 inch, yeah, 1/8 inch hole punch. So if you don't have that, I wouldn't use a regular size hole punch. I'm eyeballing this. Think I can do it? You want a smaller hole punch so it doesn't look as utilitarian, you know, you want it to be artistic and pretty. So a smaller hole punch would be better. Now, you're wondering, how is she going to get this ribbon through here? I have a trick. This little gizmo, they sell them in the sewing goods department of stores. I have these also. I don't sew, but I use them. I do make books. hand-bound books, and I use them a lot for that. See, these are closed. There's a loop right there where you can put your fiber or piece of leather, whatever you're using when you're binding your book, and you can get it in your holes. All right. This one was closed also, but I cut it open because I want to do this with it. So I'm going to put that in there on the closed end, right? And all right, so you want to come in from the opposite side. I want it to be pretty on this side. So I want to come in from the back. Okay. So when you're coming up through, this is going to be the prettier side. See there? Look at that. Slicker and a whistle. And that little bitty oval. All right, and then the two tails. Actually, I need to get this more even. There we go. These two tails, you just put them through the loop and then pull carefully. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, I said to come in. This is the pretty side. So let me do that again. So it's not from the back. The side you go in is going to be the pretty side. I did that backwards. Okay. Let me find my little tool here. Let's try that again. So the side you come in from is going to be the pretty side. All right. So I'm going in this way. Okay. Take my tool off. And yeah, this is right. So the side that you want to have the pretty side of the ribbon is where you're going to insert. Okay. Can't believe I did that backwards. Oh well, it's easy to fix. There, now you've got the pretty side. Snug it up however you like. Now, this ribbon was about 8 inches too long, and it's far too long. You can do it with 6 inches, but I have arthritis in my hands, so yeah, I need more room, and I'm gonna waste some, but otherwise I'll never get it right. There. How pretty is this? What a neat little Cersei to give to somebody, right? And then here's the other one. And as usual, see, and I got this one backwards, so I'll have to do that again. As usual, I will have a free PDF file linked to my blog in the description box below. You can go to my blog and see that. I'll have all the measurements on that, some photos on my blog, and I will link the products for you. Okay? Have a great day, a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye.